Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Paul's Monday Market Update, number 212 for Monday, 26th of January, 2026. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a good weekend. Hope you're not too struggling too much after if you had an enjoyable Burns night supper last night. Some of us did, and it was combined with also basically enjoying the United win yesterday and also Liverpool losing. So it's the simple pleasures in life. But anyway, we had a an eventful week last week in markets. It looks like we're going to have another busy, eventful one in this week. So there's plenty for us to go through. So let's crack on. As always, you are very welcome here. Just remember that you are always responsible for your own trading and investing decisions. Also, if you want a little bit more help and support, you can join the Q1 Dollar Edge FX swing trading mentorship. Okay, that starts next week into February, where we'll for the 8 weeks of the remainder of Q1, we will look at basically running a guided mentorship about swing trading FX markets, utilizing the kind of 4 hour charts and above. If you've got questions, you can ping me, or you can just look at that QR code or that bit.ly code, and that will give you more insight. Someone else who's reporting on sort of Wednesday after the close is Tesla, and it's a Tesla in terms of looking at the chart is kind of an interesting chart for us to take stock of because Tesla is spread across so many sort of I would say probably different risks in terms of it is trying to execute across a broad range of technologies. And then you also have into that the kind of the what would you call it, the kind of personality of Musk, all right, or in terms of some people love him, some people loathe him, and invariably any actions he takes or anything he says tends to have an impact on share price. So it is invariably, as you can see there, whilst overall we have been bullish, it has been a very volatile stock. Okay, and so it's I would say it's not particularly one for the faint-hearted. And it's really very much why you get lots of very devoted Tesla bulls and bears. The thing is that when I look at that, it's basically on the downside. I would be curious, and I don't claim to be a specialist, but you're looking at kind of margins on EVs, all right, and how are Tesla able to maintain that when there is increasing competition, okay? And also the kind of, I think personally, and as a personal opinion, is that the kind of demand, for EVs is drifting lower. So you have that element on it. And as I said, they've kind of got the execution risk of, he's also got his fingers in pies of course, AI, autonomy, robotics, rather than just simple, vehicle volumes. And so then, as I said, that's when you get into start execution risk. Okay, can he really execute across the board at the kind of world class levels that it needs to be? And all of that sort of just adds to that kind of volatility in the in the actual overall stock. You know, it is all about the story with Tesla, isn't it? And you either love it or you don't buy it. And that kind of mix of volatility is why we see such sharp moves, all right, following shifts in sentiment. But certainly those numbers, all right. Interestingly, if you look at over those last 6 months, the price it is above the 20 period, it's above the 50. The 20 is acted, all right, as dynamic support. Last week we came beneath it, but actually we ended up reversing, closing back up above it. If we're going to get good numbers, well then, really $500 has to be that kind of target that we're looking for, even though the last couple of times it's been up there, it's never really stayed up there. But if those good numbers there, personally, if there's a poor numbers, poor sentiment, Musk makes some comment, well then I'm very going to be looking at first as the 20 at support, 400 at support, and then the 50 at 360. Okay, $360. So as I said, one to add to the watch list to see how that particularly plays out.